at the top of her field, she should have the choice to pursue that option because she knows it's possible. Many women define success as working part-time or staying home to raise their children, and I think that's awesome. A measure of success and something I wish that I had balanced a bit better as I was going throughout my career. We're all most familiar with conditions in our local area, and we have to keep improving our local area and opportunities at home. It's also important to be aware of and support the resolution of gender issues at the national and global levels. Nationally, despite the tremendous progress, women still face violence, discrimination, and harassment in the workplace and pay disparity. Globally, women have fewer opportunities for economic participation than men, less access to basic and higher education, greater health and safety risks, and less political representation. So let me circle back to the only 33 out of Fortune 500 CEOs are female, or 6%. I don't think that that is choice. While the federal government is good and the military and our civilian system is good, I think that industry still has a way to go. I also think that the fact that there are millions of girls around the world who are not allowed to go to school, that's also not a choice. So those are big issues that we should still be aware of and help with and fight for. So in closing, equal opportunity. The rights that we can easily take for granted were handed to us by those willing to sacrifice, to right or wrong. For my own journey, women and men have helped point the way, beginning with my mom, right on to the people who invested in me in the workplace. But the story is still being written for future generations. And this story is not just about women helping women, it's about our collective task to create healthy cultures and even playing fields for women and all minorities. There are still many challenges shaping the experience of young women entering their professional lives today. And again, our collective task are to continue this work. So I'll leave you with some thoughts today. Promote the narrative for the younger generation. Girls can do anything. Tell them girls can do anything, and then give them the tools and support that they need to get there. Break cycles of discrimination and bias. Let's have the conversation about bias and how to overcome it. Create inclusive environments where all feel welcome. Family-friendly schedules for women and men, for childcare and taking care of elderly parents are key. Flexibility for everyone helps women. Many young women that I mentor also have asked me about this because they have experienced it too. There are many concepts and phrases used to describe this, such as implicit bias, unconscious bias, microaggression, and now the term micro-resistance is used to challenge these subtle slights. More and more research shows that casual sexism, implicit or unconscious bias, and microaggressions have as strong an effect on office culture and mental health as more overt forms of harassment. But because they're, well, micro, so it's easy to dismiss them and easy to accuse someone who acts offended as being sensitive, which is in fact another microaggression. So a few examples. One day I had to brief my boss, a 2-star general, whom I love, and he would probably be happy that I'm telling the story. I had to brief him on a technical issue facing my program. I knew the subject matter back and forth. I was always one to overly prepare for briefings. In the room, my boss was sitting at the head of the table. I was sitting to his left. My mail support contractor was sitting to his right. I started to give the briefing. I'm giving the briefing, and every time my boss looked up from the briefing, his briefing, to ask a question, he looked at my support contractor. Every single time in a pretty long meeting, he had a hard copy sitting in front of him. I was frustrated, hurt, and really felt diminished. I had a great relationship with this leader, and I looked up to him. So after the meeting, I pulled him aside and gently asked him if he realized that he always looked to my support contractor for comments and answers. And he said, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I have complete confidence in you and your abilities, and I know that you know the material. I really didn't realize I was doing that." He kept apologizing and thanked me for pointing it out, and it never happened again. So as it turns out, I have these biases too. Another example. A few weeks later, I was at McDonald's with my kids, and something was horribly wrong with the Happy Meal. I'm sure you all have had plenty of those. I went to the counter and asked for a manager. 2 people walked up at the same time, a tall young man and a shorter young woman. I instinctively looked at the young man and started explaining what was wrong with the order. And he stopped and pointed to her and said, she's the boss. And I thought, wow, I did it too. How is that? How did that happen? I couldn't believe it. So since then, I've tried to be more aware of my unconscious biases. They are real and they can discourage and can create an environment that's not welcoming. Other examples, by the way, are being interrupted repeatedly, which some women have talked to me about, being asked to take notes because you're the only female in the room, or assume that you will plan the office party because you're the female. We need to have equal opportunity and give men opportunities to do that too. Your ideas are being ignored but recognized when a male says them, and having someone explain something, assuming you have no idea what they're talking about when maybe they're an expert in the field. I still experience these things often. My business partner and I, Dave Conrad, are frequently in meetings where the questions are directed to him instead of to me. I was in a meeting last week with Max. Is Max here? From my KODA team. We're looking at installing a new accounting system. So we're meeting with a vendor for an accounting system. We sat down, and the gentleman sitting right across from me looked at Max and said, tell me about your company and what you want to get out of today's meeting. And as the gentleman started talking, I just kind of leaned in and started waving at him, and Max is doing this. You know, this is her question, this is her company, you need to address the questions to her. So it does happen, and I think the answer is to talk about the issue. Don't let it go unnoticed, because a lot of people don't realize what's happening. I think we have to be graceful about it because it is something that's intrinsic within all of us, but in reality people have no idea that those things happen.